catch 'em all.
Hey yo, what's going on, Shock fam? My name is GizmoShock, and today we are back in some more PUBG, guys. The update dropped yesterday in the Chinese version, and we're going to be going over 3 new features that are within this update. So the first one is the Fragmented grenade, guys. These look actually really good, in my opinion. There's a bunch of smoke, there's obviously the explosion, and you can actually see the fragments that are coming from the grenade. So it looks really, really nice. I hope you guys like the art as much as I do. Also, we're going to be going over the 2 new scopes. That would be the 3 times and the 6 times. And of course, if you didn't know, the 6 times can be zoomed down to 3 times. And obviously I have footage of that because I can actually capture it now since it's out. But yes, that's what we're going to be going over in this video. So if you're new, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video if you enjoy, or if you are or even if you've learned something, whether that's seeing it with your own eyes or actually receiving new information. So right off the bat, we're going to be starting off with the Fragmented grenade, the new footage right here. They actually look pretty cool in my opinion, and there's actually something pretty cool that they do. I'm going to slow down the footage so that way you guys can see it in more detail. Obviously you can capture more within your own eyes if I slow it down for you guys, so I'll do that. Also, there's one cool feature. I go around the building because I didn't notice this, but if you actually look at the mini-map, after this second explosion right here, you'll actually see that you get a kind of like a notification that glass has broken, and obviously there is glass in this update, but it's like a little shatter icon on the mini-map. It's actually kind of interesting. So you actually get a little bit of more information from the from glass breaking or something like that. So if somebody was going to like break into your building or something like that, and you don't have earbuds or whatever, you'll know that somebody broke the glass to get into your building because it'll show up on your mini-map. And I did test to see how many grenades it would take to actually blow up the SUV right here, and I'm actually unsure because I don't know if the first one counts as hitting it. I know the second one obviously was right under it, and then just one of them causes it to catch on fire, so I'm not really sure. It could actually have something to do with being hit the first time, so I don't actually know how many grenades it takes to blow up an SUV. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get into the scope. So first off, we're going to be beginning with the 3 times, and just pay attention to the art style. I turned up my degree, like angle of like depth of view to 103, so I get a little bit more of a wide view, and it's just a lot more realistic in my opinion. So I highly advise you to do that as well. Not only because it actually is more realistic, but you actually get a little bit wider view, so you can actually see more people if they are near you. So anyways, the 3 times is actually really accurate in my opinion. I got almost all headshots that you guys are going to be seeing here in this video. And also just pay attention to the art of the game itself. It looks very crisp. I have the colors on vivid or colorful, I think is the way they word it in the game, but it looks great, and the 3 times is very accurate. So one thing to note with using the 3 times is you're not supposed to match it up with the circle, but match it up with like the little dot within the circle. So like you see that line going up into the, I'm gonna call it a light bulb kind of a look. So anyways, you see that line at the very tippy top of that line within that circle. That's where you're gonna nail them headshots, and it's very accurate. And I think I found my favorite scope, guys, as the 3 times. This is gonna sound cheesy, but I think the 4 times is just, it's too zoomed in, and the 2 times just not enough. So the 3 times is just a really well balanced scope. And now the 6 times is probably my least favorite scope right now. I don't know, I just the way it zooms in, it just doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel realistic. I do like the zoom in it, however I shouldn't say I dislike the scope. I just dislike the animation for the scope. The scope itself is actually really cool, and the ability to zoom it down to 3 times, which you guys are going to be able to see here in a little bit, is really nice to have, and it's actually really useful in the situation that I was within this video itself. So anyways, this one's pretty straightforward. You just aim, obviously, and then you line it up with the red dot, and obviously you can zoom down to 3 times if you need to, but typically just the good old 6 times was good enough for me anyway. So when I had to zoom it down, and I believe in situations where you might need to zoom it down, is when you might see somebody, and in my situation he was in a building, so I didn't know if he was about to leave the building or if he was going to pop back into that window. So I zoomed out right here, and that gave me the ability to see whether or not he was going to leave that building, or if he was just going to, you know, stick to that window, because I don't know if he saw me or not. And that's actually a really good feature, because you'll obviously be able to keep a larger eye on people and see if they try to escape you or not. In my case, I could not aim on this guy. I don't know, I hit him a couple of times. The scope, it's not a bad scope. I think I like this better than the 8 times, because the 8 times is just too zoomed in. I don't know, I just don't like scopes that are just too zoomed in, but the 6 times I actually like, and especially with that ability to zoom out. I know the 8 times also has that ability to zoom out and to be able to see like a larger picture, you know, a bigger picture. By zooming out, you get to see more information and stuff like that. But for me, I don't know, I just really like the 6 times. And for today's comment of the day, we have Mr. Clayton Bredel Lewis. I hope I pronounced it right. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, so maybe I shouldn't even do this in the first place. I'm kidding. He said, I turned my ad blocker off for you, and I greatly appreciate that. However, I don't even monetize, so it really didn't make a difference at all. But I see you, boy. Thanks very much. But anyways, that'll do it for this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about the scopes and the new fragmented grenade. I will see you in the next one. See ya, and